Rival Esports, and welcome back to the RLRS play-ins for the EU region. We're into our second series of the day, and it will be between Vertex and Fadeaway. Another set of stack rosters here, Chrome. I'm sure you'll recognize most of the names that are on this side.
Even I'm familiar, Jay, and I've been out for a while. We have some big names, big excitement coming your way up on screen here in the upper bracket, looking for this playoff spot, as you mentioned, in the RLRS. Just to update you on who the rosters are playing today, it is Tigri, Ignite, and Extra, we believe, for Fadeaway, and then coming up for Vertex, it is Coda, Rizex, and Domain. So big game coming up between these two titans of the bracket, looking to snag a spot in the RLRS. Jay, it's a mean question, but I'm gonna have to ask it. Who's the favorite to win? Who's the favorite to win?
Here's the thing, right? Fadeaway are one of the rosters that were probably pinned by a lot of people to make the victory here and make the RLRS. And they may just be one series away from doing that right now. Because obviously they had a great run over at DreamHack Montreal. In the majority of this team, at least, the only player missing from that is Ignite. And Ignite already wants to start things off. He wants to make this team one of his. He'll have a fire lit under himself, but I still have questions about his individual level of form at the moment. So this will be his chance to prove me wrong. I am going Fadeaway based off of the talent level alone based on this bracket. But I couldn't tell you for certain here, Chrome. Well, Sextra's pretty certain about where he wants to stand on this one. 20 seconds in, it's an opening goal for Fadeaway.
Looking big already. I'm of much the same opinion here, Jay. Just looking at the team, if they can all come together. I mean, Tigri we've seen for years and years around in the bubble scene. Ignite, obviously, We Dem Girls, TSM, coming down now to Fadeaway. Big competitive history. A lot of pedigree on this team. So that's my big bet. Although Team Vertex, not to be sniffed at all here. Rizex, Domain, and Coca looking to go big in the bracket, but again, a lot of early pressure from Fadeaway, as you said. Tigri and Ignite up early, with Extra just holding down the fort, it seems.
Very similar sort of situation to our first series, where pressure quickly gets counter-attacked by Vertex here. They're going to try and see if they continue to pressure inside this box, but for the most part, it is a pretty standard Rocket League in the early part of this one, just kind of feeling each other out, making sure that they do not... the bumps!
That's dirty!
I was going to say, make sure they don't make any mistakes, but in this case, they had no choice.
Oh, that was gorgeous from Rizex. The slap in the midair with Coca to slam that one home. My lord, that's, I think, the prettiest goal we've seen so far on stream in terms of raw mechanics used to pull it off. Well, that is quite the return play there from Team Vertex after Fadeaway got that early kind of hammer on in. Vertex are showing they have come to play. That physical play style we're seeing adopted more and more. Lots of Extra just sent to the Shadow Realm there as well. Lots of big physicality here from Vertex. That's what we like to see here, Jay. These are teams that know what the stakes are and aren't afraid to get their hands dirty.
Yeah, one issue that I had in the last one with the last series with Pepetios was the fact they weren't getting physical enough, whereas here, no hesitation on the part of Vertex as they break away back over to that box and try and pressure in. Fadeaway doing a decent job, but very similar again from the last series, how they are the ones receiving a lot of the pressure, even though they are looking like the better team at the moment. They are going to try and break away here, but you can see the midfield challenges coming in from Vertex, trying to deny every opportunity for Fadeaway, and so far the shots will just not be coming in for that orange side of the field. And getting forced back over to try and get those boosts together. You're going to need to try and find a different rotational play. I say that, and Ignite! Oh,
sends it
off
high.
The crossbar, too high.
High Ignite over there, not quite finding the mark. But even still, what we're seeing, I think, a lot here is Fadeaway sometimes trying to slow roll that ball. They're faking or just taking one dribble, and Vertex are not letting them have any of that space. You can see immediately, if they're not trying to get the actual ball themselves, Rizex especially, if he misses the ball, he'll go straight for the bump, and absolutely no mercy is being spared on the blue team here. They are going hard, going ham. And Fadeaway now looking to try and set the record straight. Ignite just again off the post, not quite finding the mark. It's a nerve-wracking opportunity though. And Vertex need to be a little bit more careful of those kind of surprise angles as Rizex takes that over on to Coca, I think. And now looking to try and send this one in. Oh, good pinch off the wall. Domain can't turn it in. But again, we're seeing Jay immediately that pressure swing back and forth. There is absolutely no telling where the next shot is coming from.
A couple of awkward missed positions though. They're allowing Fadeaway's 50-50s to go extremely well for them. Again, they'll get that pressure going, but even when they got right up to the box of the orange half, you saw how close they got to scoring that goal. They were just a little bit off angle. They couldn't quite wrap around and get the centered up line shot. That, of course, leaves this one-to-one situation where they've had so many opportunities to try and take the lead away at this stage. Same can be said for Fadeaway, but that's more the issue of inaccuracy coming through. They might not make it happen here with Tigre's zero angle, but the clear again coming in from Coca will return to that orange corner, and I don't think Extra can get the clear from this position. Dumain is so ready, as is his teammate, but a good pinch from Ignite. That's a very nicely played clear.
Nice little helping hand there from Ignite to get Extra out of what was a rather sticky situation. But again, Vertex are showing no signs of slowing down. Dumain gets a great read off that one, off the pinch. Ignite sends it back center. There's Extra to try and dunk it down. But defensively, Vertex are looking strong here, and they're no strangers to applying the pressure here. So I do wonder, Jay, if Fadeaway is going to be another example of that matchup we just saw with Perpetios versus Godsmiller and the boys. If we see Fadeaway just taking their time to warm up in their first game with a slight accuracy deficit, then ramping up hard towards the second and third, but equally, it seems like Vertex are coming out of the gate swinging, and they are showing no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, for the most part, it has been them with the majority of the ball pressure and presence and control. Fadeaway again, just trying to see if they can force the issue back. A couple of good shots coming up, but again, misposition on the part of Coca. Could have easily followed up the setup there from Vertex, and that will hurt them big time. You're not the only team that can make bumps, Vertex. Fadeaway will capitalize on that opportunity and score the lead.
Oh, this was so smooth, Extra. I mean, wow. Dumain saw the dribble attempt from a mile away, but Tigre just hounded him down, and Extra just swung that one into the net. That is a beautiful example of how best to use those physical game styles to your advantage, and they've left it so late on in the day. 20 seconds, now 10. Team Vertex have very little time to respond to what was an absolutely surprise play from Fadeaway there. And game number one could have been written on just that goal alone, and it looks like, unless Coca can go big, that's turned away. Extra leaves it. Fadeaway are the ones to pick up game number one in the series here.
And only one play separated it. You're right about that, Chrome. Very well played on that bump out. I mean, I can't even take it away from them. That was very well played on the part of Extra. Scoring both of those goals there alongside the support from his teammates. I mean, it was a really sort of physical battle, though. You know, like both sides really just were down to the wire from the word go, essentially. You know, Vertex brought some pretty impressive plays to their own right, but you know, even then, like it felt like both teams had a couple of great opportunities that were, you know, frustratingly missed because of a couple of small issues with positioning or with pressure or with shot accuracy. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think in that first series we watched with Flomp Resent versus Pepitos. That was a series that we were kind of expecting to be close, but actually ended up being not very close at all. This series, I would stake good money on it would never be, in any world, a 3-0 sweep. This is a series that is going down to the wire. We are seeing teams that can compete on the same level, with that same aggression, that same energy, Jay. So this could quite easily go all the way best of 5 here.
Well, let's find out as game 2 gets started between Vertex and Fadeaway. This one could very easily go to all 5 games, as you say. So let's have a look-see. Early starts on the kickoffs. Mostly going to be remaining towards just feeling each other out. Just kind of passes in. That should get blocked off. The 50-50s coming in for Vertex and Fadeaway. At least they have that much to rely on. The brick walls of the defensive, the rocks that form up the back line. Kind of loving it from both sides.
Extra being actually a little bit thirsty there, taking up a lot of boosts away from both his teammates and Team Vertex. So maybe we start to see a bit of a resource gameplay. We've already seen the brute force, the raw aggression and the physicality come out. Are we going to see a numbers game come in? Tigre looking for the finish, and he just about finds it. I believe that was Extra going wide for the demo there off this clear. Yep. Ignite sends it middle, double demo in the corner, and Tigre sinks that a little bit close to the oncoming goalies, but sink it nonetheless he does. And Fadeaway again, strange sense of deja vu here, Jay, picking up the early goal, an early lead.
Yeah, all out a boost in that corner. And that demo coming in from Extra, taking Rizex out of the play, basically secured it right there. They had nothing left to get back into the back line, so it was an open net to score for Tigre. And so, That's the first goal scored in the first minute, favour to Fadeaway. A very nicely played sort of style there. Again, they're not scared to get physical. You know, the demo's even coming on the other end of the field, trying to see if they can get some of the backline open up on the orange side, but still iGNITE finds that breakaway, so it's not too much of a problem for Fadeaway to get back into the blue half. And Vertex, so far in the early game here in Game 2, struggling with pressure, struggling with midfield control as well. That's something that Fadeaway have been able to use to keep the pressure going on that blue backline.
But even that we're seeing the breakaways here from Fadeaway, but iGNITE was so low on boost, so low on resources, and with that demo as well from Rizex, he was playing 2v3 in the offensive half, and that's what Team Vertex are using to try and stall out the pace of the game, make sure they're comfortable with what's going on, never really giving too many stray chances away to Fadeaway here. So that's a big level of control that I think other teams wouldn't really be comfortable with exercising.
Oh, nice
but
challenge.
Clearly, Vertex are happy to make those plays. Domain gonna take that one calm. Gets over iGNITE, but there's Extra for the challenge. Can Extra pop it to the midfield? There's Tigre waiting in the back line. Sends the shot, but Coca up well early. Posted again for Tigre, and now Rizex trying to flick it up to Coca. Coca looking for the demos, I think, going for the players rather than the ball. Domain flying in, but now it's a question of rotation, but Coca and Rizex already looking back to save that ball. Dunk down from iGNITE, bounce towards the post. And just again, Fadeaway maybe not getting as many strong team plays set up from early on as perhaps Vertex are.
Extra and iGNITE again trying to aggress. Oh, they step it past them. If that one hadn't bounced off the floor crease, then maybe we could be looking at a 2-0 there for Fadeaway. But at the halftime marker, they're happy to take the 1-0. Continue their own pressure. Demo still coming in from Doom, and actually might even have Rizex's shot, but second touch. Third player's nowhere to be seen.
The bump is there as well.
The boost off the crossbar, followed up by Coca. There we go, 1-1. We are back in at evens.
Look at this, just the bump play. There's just so much was going on, I think, that Fadeaway didn't really know where they were going to get hit from next. And Coca finding the angle, finding the opportunity. That's what Vertex are all about. They're opening up the play space and really just hammering it home when they see that free chance. Extra and iGNITE just getting a little bit caught up in that fight for boost. There's Extra, though, making use of that mid boost. But again, worked over the top. Tigre has to go big with this one, sends it sideways. Both of his teammates on the right side of the field, though. No boost on Extra. Again, it's becoming a resource struggle for Domain, getting a taste of his own medicine with the bump there. And it just kind of settles into a little bit of a stalemate. Big pinch over the top, but Extra able to turn that one away without too much trouble.
They look a bit scary though. If that was on target, that would have been the worst way to concede the lead from Fadeaway, and the pass is still looking good. Extra got a great read on, again, you know, the 50-50 challenges to keep up that pass out, because, again, that could have been another deadly setup right there for the Vertex side. The fact that it wasn't is, again, a good skill break there from Fadeaway. Able to clear and defend appropriately, not allowing that lead to go to their opponent's favor, at least just not yet. Pressure still coming up will keep them kind of forced back here at the moment.
Now we're starting to see them just retreat a little bit. Again with these slow plays rather. Tigre off the wall, just taking his time a bit more. That's what Fadeaway are looking for. They're looking for the comfort. Vertex, obviously, with those demos and disruptions, looking to try and shut down any illusions of control that Fadeaway might have. Again, 50 seconds left on the clock. There's a chance from Extra. Oh, the follow-up from iGNITE. There it is, the third man, Tigre. Of such a strong attempt from Extra. Look at the speed on that. That would have been lethal if on target. iGNITE lofted it high. Tigre, that third man rotation. It's a risky play, Jay, but they went all in and it paid off.
And that's what we want to see out of a team at this level. Fast pace, fast aggression, and well coordinated to recover any missed shots. iGNITE might have gotten that one off the crossbar, but Tigre, quick to respond, was able to get that 50-50 in that gave them the lead now. It's Fadeaway once again with full control as we enter the final 30 seconds of this one. And for them, it could be a match point gain.
Big block.
But shots coming through just blocked off, and the miscoordination can't recover for Vertex.
And again, we've seen exactly the same pattern of play that happened in game number 1. Fadeaway takes goal number 1, Vertex answers, and then right as the clock is dwindling out, Fadeaway somehow managed to score a miracle second. Not sure if that's the right 50-50 for Rizex in the net. Domain has to try and look to clear this one out, try and get something going. Ball bounced up high. There's the save from Extra. Not too much of a challenge, but it's still alive. 0 seconds now. Can they play for the overtime? Big clear out, and Fadeaway take it 2-0.
Okay then, well, Certainly took a bit of time to get there, though. Again, Vertex holding out their backline pretty confidently, but now the speedy players from Fadeaway are starting to play around them. A bit of a breakaway chance there from Vertex as well. Almost came in clutch at the very, very last second here, Chrome. So I'm kind of excited to see how this third one could go. It could very easily be a Fadeaway victory in a 3-0 faction, but I'm still expecting the idea that maybe Vertex can take a game or two away. Like, it feels like this is a team that's just on the precipice of finding that one thing, that one piece of the formula that ends up with them taking finally a little something over Fadeaway.
I think that's the thing, right? We've seen Vertex so many times with these bumps, with these aggressive plays. They're clearing themselves the space. They're giving themselves the opportunities. They're just not quite finding the right one. But if those floodgates open, I would fully expect Vertex to look particularly dominant for a game or two, even for the reverse sweep here. But it's just about unlocking that last piece of the puzzle, as you say. Whether Fadeaway can beat them to it and just maintain that steady trajectory they've got going on. If we see another 2-1, that would be kind of ultimately ironic in that Fadeaway just always one step ahead of the game, but Vertex definitely looking to be a strong challenger team. I have every confidence they can take this next one here, Jay. That's my call. It's never going to be a 3-0. That's my prediction. I'm looking for a 3-1 minimum and potentially a 3-2 here because I fully believe that Vertex are, as you say, completely on the precipice of getting back into the swing of this one.
Well, I had my doubts about iGnite in this team, and apparently they're proving me wrong at this stage. Certainly impressed with Extra and Tigray. They have absolutely no criticism from me, but at the end of the day, the scoreline still remains 2-0 in this series, and as you say, Vertex could be on the precipice of taking us back to at least within a one-game differential.
Oh, what a block.
But the shots and blocks coming through the follow-ups will not be there this time for Fadeaway, so Vertex got off a little bit lucky. I say that, though.
It's the same again.
And that is the caster's curse. A fantastic pass to the infield, and that's one scored for Fadeaway.
It's exactly the same thing we see every time, Jay. There's the early goal from Fadeaway. Now, I expect Vertex to equalize, and then maybe in the dwindling seconds, Fadeaway snag another to win. But it's just that same exact pattern of play, and Vertex have got to be feeling that. They know exactly what's going on here. And so that's another psychological battle they're having to fight, as well as the very physical one here on the field. iGnite just going to bail off that attempt. Tigray having to turn around a little bit. But still, pressure coming in from both teams. Vertex,
oh,
actually,
what?
With the slow lob, not expecting that from Fadeaway at all. That is very interesting as a goal. Domain, was there perhaps... I'm not sure what happened there, Jay. Was there a miscommunication or what just happened there? That seems to be a complete defensive breakdown for Fadeaway.
I think Extra was going up to challenge on to... the fake out, I think, from Coca that was there in the back line. That looked very confusing, I won't lie to you. That's one for the demo review, that's for certain, I think. Yeah, that looked completely placed off position, but either way, they will try for another slow one. Then there may have been a bump in that as well. Again, I have no idea how they're broken down. I have to take a look at that again, because I was not expecting that to go in. I legitimately just looked away for a second, thinking that wasn't going to go. Regardless, though, 1-1 is the chance that Vertex need to buy their way back into the game here. And again, all equalized. They need this game to stay alive, else it will be Fadeaway in the RLRS above the Vertex side. Got 3 minutes to go to try and score one back. We've seen this turn around so many times in the past.
Oh, is history going to repeat itself, or are we going to get a new author for this particular chapter of the playbook? Oh, that's not good! Vertex saved Domain by the skin of his teeth. Tigray for the in-air demo. Coca now desperately trying to get some distance on this, get some clearance. Vertex having to go up again, but already the attempt is there from Extra, and now we're seeing it early. We're seeing a change from the script here, Jay. Fadeaway have picked up the extra goal with more than 3 minutes on the clock now. And that is just unfortunate for Vertex. They were just being absolutely beaten down there. Man.
Yeah. Sheer outpacing from the Fadeaway side, and there's not much that Vertex can do about it. Just quick response back over the 2-1 in the lead. The bumps will come through again. They try and defend this one, but Rizek's got to come up with something good here. Flicking past two defenders, but just losing control of that ball at the last hurdle. Domain and Coca can't come up with a follow-up shot, so they'll try their best, but for the most part, it is just Fadeaway with all the control that they need. They won't be able to break out towards that blue half, but They will be able to hold the back line, and for here, 2.5 minutes on the clock, that should be enough to take game 3. A 3-0 sweep, an impressive 3-0 sweep as well for Fadeaway. Tigray tries for one final shot. It is defended off the backboard at least, so they have that much in check for the Vertex side.
And then again, look, Fadeaway, just a big open lob is going to get held off at the line. But so much pressure now from Ignite, Tigray, and Extra. Extra goes in, and again, just whittling away here at the defensive resources. Vertex has been so smooth on some of these dribbles though, Jay, with the power sliding as well. Absolute mover and shaker on the floor. Ignite going to stop that attempt from Domain in the middle, looking to just maintain control. But tap sends it to Extra. Tigray lurking, not going to find anything as the rotation is called away. There's a bounce over one. Tigray has to go against 2 defenders. There's an aerial bomb. He makes it. I don't believe it.
Fantastic from Ignite as well off the backboard, taking Vertex out. The main man that could have saved it. He tried his best, but that is enough to get 3-1. That might just be that final shot in. 3-1 on the board. 1 minute and 46. 2 to recover for Vertex. I'm not saying it's impossible. And Coco! He gets it off the kickoff. I might have to shut up. It looks like Vertex aren't done.
That is unfortunate. Coco sends it directly away from Tigray, and even he can't race to it in time. So much excitement, so much action going on right here after that fantastic play from Tigray with the bump from Ignite, the bounce up over one. Now Vertex is looking to speed things up again. And that's, I think, the name of the game here for Vertex. Can they keep the ball moving? Can they keep the game state fast and furious, giving Fadeaway no time to read and react? That's what they need to do to try and lock in this next goal or two. That's the wrong way for Vertex, taking it back towards his own goal. Ignite got demo as well. That's dangerous territory now for Vertex, but luckily for them, no one's quite following up just yet.
Yeah, nicely played there on the backline, try to keep it away from Fadeaway control. That's the main thing that Vertex were trying to accomplish there, just make sure they couldn't get a strike in. But of course, if someone was lurking and creeping up close, then that could still mean a decent goal coming out for them. Ignite does try for one of his own, but so far the defensive has been able to hold for Vertex. They just need to find one good play. Domain trying to dribble it up, but midfield control will still get pushed back past the midfield line. They can't afford much pressure here, Vertex. They need a strike pretty quickly. 40 seconds to score, just one to try and keep us in an overtime.
And it's looking like it really could go either way. Both teams showing a lot of fierce gameplay already. Now here's Vertex. Can he get it over and out of his own half? There's the flip already. Good aerial control. Drops it down. Coca didn't quite get the touch, though, or even the doink. That would have been something to look for the goal. Domain sends it off to the side. Oh, I'm hoping. Please don't let it be the 3-0, boys. Domain gets the 50-50. 10 on the clock, but Extra's already punted it towards the blue net. 3-2-1. Ignite. Oh, Ignite almost had the final say, but Fadeaway are going to be the ones to take it. They're going to be the ones qualifying in the RLRS. Man, Jay, we expected it, but not like that.
No, definitely not like that, I think is the best thing to say for that one. Again, we expect this to be sort of like a 5-game series, but in the end, Fadeaway a little bit too strong for Vertex. Vertex still got it within so close, though, and again, it does disappoint me because they felt like they were on the precipice of winning one of those games so many different times. That last strike off the kickoff in particular on game number 3, you know, that felt like that was the moment that it was okay. Fadeaway have found it. A second chance at that lower bracket, but for now, Fadeaway, they're going to get into the RLRS against my own individual doubts, so credit to them. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Big show up, I think, from all members of that team. Ignite, you know, we said a lot about him, his kind of professional history. Had a couple of shaky moments, but I think really did draw it all together when it was required of him. Tigray or Tigray, maybe I'm saying that wrong. I'm sure chat will correct me on that. And
I've always had it said Tigray, so you know, I'm just going to say that.
Okay, well, we're British. Tea's in our nature, so it happens. But again, all the team just really pulling together. I mean, commiserations, of course, to Team Vertex, but of course, still a chance in the lower bracket. So maybe they'll be back on stream later on. But again, congratulations to Ignite, Tigray, and oh my god, that's terrible. Extra. Bang, got it. I had a complete mind blank there for a second, Jay, as those boys are moving on up in the RLRS. Although, still plenty more to come. Lots of action to go, lots of teams still to qualify.
Yeah, in fact, next up on stream, we have some fan favorites. The Eagles are taking on Echo Zulu for the 4th spot, the final spot from the upper bracket at the very least. So we're going to go to a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you that matchup live for the RLRS Plates.
Straight up, honey, really, I'm asking. Most of these niggas think they be macking, but they be acting.